Hello，大家好，我是阿万，今天是2025年11月12日。谢谢你听我的频道。习近平持续清洗军方，凸显深层不安与担忧。如果你还没有订阅我，可以订阅一下哦。中国的核力量正在迅速的扩张，但是在这股势头背后，最高领导人习近平对江河军事领导人的大规模清洗，暴露了根深蒂固的腐败问题，并令人们质疑中国能否有效管理日益扩大的核武库。这种不确定性加剧了人们对全球核政动荡时代的担忧。如今，特朗普总统是以呼吁美国重新进行核试验，华盛顿也在推动其军队的重大改革。在华盛顿，特朗普总统的国防部长皮特·洛格塞斯在过去的几个月里，策划或者边缘化了至少20多名陆军和海军上将，而且几乎没有任何解释。这样的行动在近几十年来是没有先例的。这些人事变动引发了人们的担忧。长期以来，一直以不涉及政治而自豪的军方，受到越来越多的政治干预。那在北京，习近平在解放军内部的清洗行动是更为的深入。他主导的整数震动了火箭军。火箭军就是掌管中国核力量的军种，也是习近平实现2049年建成世界一流军队的目标的一个关键支柱。一些高级将领消失，有的被判入狱，国防承包商被开除党籍，被拘留接受调查。特朗普和海格塞斯重塑美军的动机是尚不明确，但习近平的清洗行动源于他从历史中汲取的教训。只有军队绝对服从一位领导者共产党才可能生存下去。美利坚大学副总统唐志学教授副教授指出来，习近平执政初期曾发出警告，苏联解体是源于共产党失去对军队的控制，且竟无一人是男儿，没有人挺身而出。唐志学长期研究中国领导人与军队的关系，他的军队清洗很可能反映出他对国内外最坏的局面的执着准备，无论是经济问题引发的抗议、政治镇压需求，还是为争夺台湾而与美国开战的可能。北京声称这个实行民主治理的岛屿是其领土，那么要建立一支能够击败精英阶层的对手、街头民众和战争中美国人的军队，最大的威胁是什么？唐志学在电子邮件中写道：腐败是关键环节。唐志学指出，习近平认为物质主义和腐败直接威胁着军队战胜敌人的能力。在习看来，这使军人更容易受到西方渗透，无论是字面意义上的成为间谍，还是因为西方价值引发军队国家化诉求而脱离党的控制。在发表于周二的一篇评论中，解放军报写道：对我军来说，反腐败斗争是一场输不起也绝不能输的重大政治斗争，关系党和国家长治久安，关系社会主义红色江山永不变色。这也凸显了两国军队职能的重大区别。在中国，军队是为了保卫执政党而建立的；在美国，军队是为了保卫国家，并需与政治保持距离。中国军队的清洗行动暴露了军队内部严重的功能失调，并使人对其战备状态产生疑虑。这也表明中国人民解放军可能是习近平这位堪称毛泽东以来中国最有权势的领导人未能掌控的少数组织之一。布鲁金斯学会研究员周江南指出， 腐败问题在解放军中确实存在，且正在腐蚀军队，这正是习近平决心根除腐败的原因。秦江南曾任职于中央情报局，负责分析中国政治事务。2012年，习近平开始执政的时候，中国军队深陷腐败温床的形象危机。高级指挥官通过受贿、贪污维持奢靡生活，金悬晋升普遍存在买卖现象。军用车牌更被转售平民，这些车牌让车主可以享受几乎不受道路执法约束的特殊待遇。习近平誓言要将解放军专业化，并确保军队听命于身为党的最高领导人的他。他迅速清除了由效忠前任领导人的指挥官领导的派系。10年后，这场内部整顿愈演愈烈，甚至牵连到习近平亲自提拔的高层将领，其中就包括何卫东上将。这位曾经位居中国军方第3把交椅的将领，于10月17日被指控贪腐和滥用职权，开除党籍。其他被开除党籍的将领还包括负责军队政治纪律的苗华上将，他于去年接受调查。另一位是林向阳上将，他负责东部战区司令部，该战区是任何针对台湾的战争的核心。对习近平来说，火箭军腐败迹象或许最终令人忧心。该军种掌控中国几乎所有的核导弹，被视为中国军队皇冠上的明珠。自2023年以来，火箭军一直受到一系列高级指挥官腐败整肃的震动，这引发了对其作战效能的质疑。五角大楼去年的一份报告称，火箭军的贪腐行为导致了涉及地下导弹发射并建设的问题。分析人士是表示说，火箭军极易滋生腐败，是因为他掌握着中国军队中数一数二的预算。与战机和坦克不同，导弹也很少进行测试，这增加了发现图纸行为的难度。一些分析人士说，火箭军的腐败也可能是源于对中国是否会走向战争的怀疑。他们认为，如果有更强烈的紧迫感，国防承包商偷工减料和军方领导人中饱私囊的可能就会降低。那与此同时，中国的军事现代化建设也在快速推进。今年早些时候在北京举行的阅兵式上，展示了中国一些最新的无人机、无人潜艇器、高超音速导弹，同时亮相的还有最新的洲际弹道导弹，展现了中国的核武器建设。到2030年，中国的核武库可能会增加近1倍。布鲁金斯学会秦江南说，尽管中美两国军队都在经历高层的更迭，但两国均拥有深厚的军官储备。问题是，两国领导人目前的关注焦点是否会削弱对中国夺取台湾的努力，以及美国对其遏制努力的这一核心任务的重视。习近平将美国视为实现台湾统一目标的主要障碍。美国情报官员透露，习近平已下令要求中国军队在2027年及解放军建军100年之际，具备夺取该自治岛屿的能力。火箭军的这些计划中占有重要地位。中国研发了被称为航母杀手的反舰导弹，以求在台湾冲突中阻断美军航母编队进入战场，同时还建造了可打击关岛、菲律宾、韩国、日本等太平洋沿岸美军基地的高超音速导弹。 一个由国会任命的两党委员会去年警告说，由于20年来的集中投资，中国在西太平洋对美国建立军事优势。如果美国不做出重大改变，力量平衡将继续有利于中国的方向倾斜，国防战略委员会表示。而对于中国来说，对抗美军是第一、第二和第三的优先事项。秦江南说：“所以说，习近平的一个军队的清洗，我不知道到底是揭示了中国军事体系的一个深层腐败，但更觉得也是一种统治者的一个焦虑，暴露出北京在核扩张或备战台湾的这种野心与脆弱性。那与此同时的话，华盛顿的政治化军改则让全球的核安全进入新的一个不稳定的时代。Xi's military press shows unease about China's nuclear force. China's nuclear forces are expanding quickly, yet behind the rise, the top leader Xi Jinping's sweeping purge of generals and military leaders has exposed deep-seated corruption and raised questions about the country's ability to manage its growing arsenal. The uncertainty adds to concerns about a new era of voluntary volatility in global nuclear politics, as President Trump has called for renewed U.S. testing and as Washington is also pushing through major change its military. President Trump Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has fired a sidelight at least 2 dozen generals and admirers over the past 9 months, actions that are without precedent in recent decades and have come with little explanation. The shakeup has raised fears of growing political interference in a military that has long prided itself on being political. In Beijing, Mr. Xi's purge in the People's Liberation Army cut far deeper. He has carried out a clean-up that has shaken the rocket fast, the branch that oversees China's nuclear force, and is a crucial part of Mr. Xi's ambitions to build a world-class military by 2049. Top commanders have disappeared. Others have been jailed, and defense contractors have been stripped of their party titles and detained for investigation. While Mr. Trump and Mr. Hegseth's motivation is reshaping the U.S. military are not entirely clear, Mr. Xi purge stems from a lesson he has drawn from history, that the Communist Party survives only when the army obeys one leader without question. Earlier in his rule, Mr. Xi warned that the Soviet Union collapsed because the party lost control of its military and not everyone had stepped forward, noted Jason Tarrigan, an associate professor at American University who had studied Chinese leaders' relations with the military. His military purge likely reflects his obsession with preparing for worst-case scenarios at home and abroad, whether it is protest over economic problems or political suppression, or needed to fight the United States in a war over Taiwan, the democratically governed island Beijing claims as its territory. So what's the biggest threat to building a military that can defeat competitors within the elite, people in the streets, and the Americans in a war, Mr. Purges wrote in an email. Corruption is the key link. Mr. Xi thinks militarism and corruption are a direct threat to the military's ability to defeat enemies. Mr. Purges said in Xi's mind, it makes members of military vulnerable to Western infiltration, whether literally in terms of becoming an agent or because Western values lead to desire to nationalize the military and shield it from party control. In a commentary on Tuesday, the official newspaper of the People's Liberation Army wrote, "For our military, the fight against corruption is a major political struggle that it cannot afford to lose and must not lose. It concerns the long-term stability of the party and the country, and it concerns ensuring the socialist United States never change colors." That also highlights a major difference between the function of the military in both countries. In China, the military is built to defend the ruling party primarily. In the United States, it is meant to defend the entire nation and to stand apart from politics. The casters in China reveal serious dysfunction in the military and multi-confidence in its war readiness. It also suggests that the People's Liberation Army, or PLA, may be one of the few organizations that Mr. Xi occupies. China's most powerful leader since Mao Zedong has failed to bring under his control. Corruption has been a very real problem for the PLA, and it is, in fact, corrosive for the military, which is why Xi is serious about uprooting it, said Zhongsheng Chen, a researcher at the Brookings Institution who previously worked at the CIA analyzing Chinese politics. When Mr. Xi came to power in 2012, the Chinese military was pleased with an image proven as a hobby of corruption. Senior commanders found David's lifestyles through bribery and embezzlement. Promotions were commonly up for sale, and military license plates were sold to civilians that they gave their owners near impunity on China's roads. Mr. Xi vowed to professionalize the PLA and ensure that it answered to him as head of the party. He quickly removed rival factions led by commanders that were loyal to past leaders. A decade later, the house cleaning has only intensified, even ensuring senior leaders who were handpicked by Mr. Xi. That includes General He Weidong, who was third in Chinese military hierarchy when he was expelled from the party on October 17, accused of corruption and abuse of power. Other expelled generals include Adam Miaohua, who oversees political disciplines in the military and was placed under investigation last year. Another was General Li Xiangyang, who was in charge of Eastern Theater Command, which is central to any war over Taiwan. Perhaps most troubling for Mr. Xi are the signs of corruption in the Rocky Force, which controls nearly all of China's nuclear missiles and had been considered one of the crown jewels of the Chinese military. Since 2023, the branch has been rocked by a series of appeals of senior commanders over corruption that have raised questions about effectiveness. A Pentagon report last year said fraud in the Rocky forced that to the problems involving the construction of underground missile shoulder. Analysts say the branch is ripe for corruption because it maintains one of the largest budgets in the Chinese military. Unlike warplanes and tanks, missiles are also rarely tested, increasing the difficulty in detecting malfunctions. Some analysts say corruption in the Iraqi force may also fueled by skepticism that China will ever go to war. Would there a greater sense of urgency? They argue there would probably be less chance that defense contractors would cut corners and military leaders would lie their portraits. At the same time, China's military modernization has been advancing apace. A military parade in Beijing earlier this year showed off some of the country's latest drones, unmanned submarines, and hypersonic missiles. Also displayed were the latest ICBMs, a reminder of China's nuclear weapons built up that could see the country nearly double its arsenal by 2030. Even though both the American and Chinese militaries are undergoing high-level leadership change, they each still have deep bench of senior officials to draw from, said Mr. Chen of Brookings. The question, though, is whether their leaders' preoccupations are eroding focus on core missions. China tries to take Taiwan, an American effort to deter it. Mr. Xi regards the United States as the chief obstacle in realizing his goal of unifying Taiwan with China. American intelligence officials have said that Mr. Xi has ordered that the Chinese military can be capable of seizing the self-governed island by 2027, which will be the 100th anniversary of the founding of the PLA. The rocket force plays prominently in those plans. China has developed anti-ship missiles known as carrier killers aimed at blocking U.S. aircraft carriers' crews from the battle zone in the conflict over Taiwan. It has also built hypersonic missiles designed to strike U.S. bases across the Pacific, including in Guam, the Philippines, South Korea, and Japan. A partisan, congressionally appointed commission warned last year that China was surpassing the United States in military advantage in the Western Pacific because of 2 decades of focused investment without significant change by the United States. The balance of power will continue to shift in China's favor, the Commission on the National Defense Strategy said. For China, however, countering the U.S. military is the first, second, and third priority, Mr. Chen said. Thanks for your listening. If you willing to have the bilingual language learning, please subscribe me. And wishing your life fully with happiness and joys.